Welcome to IMG. My name is Manny Iglesias. Folks, in a conversation the other day with my son, we were talking about price, market environments. And it's so interesting because in part of that conversation, we discussed how when the opportunities that make the most sense arise, most people are simply paralyzed. And I include in that not only investors that have experience or newer investors, brokers that have experience. Most are so emotional that the reality is investors, brokers, with or without experience, 98% are all governed by emotions. 98%. When you have the proper trading ranges that are available, creating that nice price that we're looking for, hopefully, to enter some new positions. We simply don't. 2% have somehow mastered the ability to remove emotions and recognize price, recognize an opportunity, and take appropriate action. And that has never changed. And that was part of the conversation. How is it that with so much progress in so many areas, so much information available to us, but that number remains the same? In other words, the same as there's historical data in regards to the market that we look for sometimes as part of our decision-making process, there's historical data in regards to human nature and the behavior, which seems to be constant. Historically speaking, human behavior does not change. 98% are governed by emotions, as opposed to recognizing certain opportunities when they materialize. The market has always been ups and downs, regardless of the product. And then within those price fluctuations, there are other key elements that we look for. As an example, today everybody is concentrating on what's going on with the conflict. And something occurs that develops in the news today. And if you notice the patterns, the market reacts to those developments of that specific day. And then tomorrow something happens contrary to that, and you see the same type of a reaction. It's pure emotions, as opposed to concentrating on the bigger picture, the things that will motivate price in the long term. And something else, when you make a statement, for example, if I make a statement or I refer to debt or I refer to the dollar, the change in patterns in regards to different countries and so on and so forth, holding the dollar or doing more business outside the dollar, if we talk about consumption and deficits in regards to, let's say, the silver market, does that mean that the price tomorrow is going to reflect that deficit or that escalating consumption? In other words, is a price, because of these situations that we talk about, the debt and so many other factors that are on the table, does that mean that the price is going to skyrocket tomorrow? The answer is no. But what it is doing is providing you a guide, a solid guide of information, a basket of information that should assist you in acquiring product at the right price and position yourself for the long term. Adjust your thinking and make appropriate decisions and take advantage of certain price ranges when they become available. Contact IMG. I wish you all the very best.